Welcome to the Photography News Show, where I bring you the best and latest news in the photography industry. Coming up today, we have the Sony ZV-E10, an underwater drone, leaked images of prototypes cameras, and much more. So, let's begin! Hey fellow photographers, it's Alessandro Carpentiero, travel photographer and gear expert from Italy, and I want to welcome you to episode number 12 of the Photography News Show. This is my weekly series that gets published every single Monday, so make sure to subscribe not to miss any episode. With that being said, let's see what's new in the photography industry. Camera news. After many rumors, leaked images, and a delayed launch, Sony has finally unveiled the ZV-E10, a 4K camera specifically made for vloggers. It's a camera that takes the good of the ZV-1, a small vlogging camera announced last year. It improves it and packages into a design inspired by the A6100. The result is an interchangeable lens camera with an APS-C sensor capable of shooting oversampled 4K at 24 and 30p and Full HD videos at 120p. Picture profile-wise, the ZV-E10 gets Sony's cinema profile pictures, as well as S-Log2, S-Log3 and HLG. But being an 8-bit camera, you'll have to be careful when grading to avoid artifacts. It has a Sony E-mount, so you can use both APS-C and full-frame Sony lenses, and is targeted towards people that want to create content without necessarily knowing too much about camera technique. To make your life easier, you can simply press a button for slow motion, another button for blurry background, another one for product review. It's also really easy to focus with, thanks to the eye autofocus tracking, including object tracking. The built-in directional 3-capsule mic seems to be working quite well, and thanks to the tiltable screen, you will be able to always see what you're shooting, including selfies. This can be a great choice if you want to get started with creating videos without spending too much money. In fact, you can pre-order the body only for $698, or the kit that includes the 16 to 50mm for $798. Sony will send me a review unit in the upcoming weeks, so make sure to stay tuned for that. While the other camera news comes from Canon, which has filed a very interesting patent that will solve an annoying issue mirrorless cameras have. I mean, mirrorless cameras are great, but one of the downsides of not having a mirror is that when you change lens, the sensor is fully exposed and it can very easily pick up some dust or dirt that can ruin your shots. Canon's patent describes a mechanism that is supposed to close when a lens is removed, protecting the sensor. It looks like this would be a passive mechanism that doesn't need a motor or battery to function, thanks to the use of springs and levers. That would mean, of course, that you have an additional part of your camera that is subject to wear over time. But I think it's a really smart pattern that I hope other camera manufacturers will implement in the future. How many times did you realize you had some dust in your sensor after a long day of shooting? Just let me know in the comments. My answer is way too many. Olympic news. We are in the middle of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, and there is some interesting news. Last week, I showed you a ton of cameras and lenses from the Canon Photo Service Center, while this week we have the Nikon Professional Service Gear Room, where you can see a ton of cameras, lenses ranging from 14mm to 800mm, as well as technicians working on cameras that need to be perfectly working to capture every single moment. The Olympic Games are also the perfect moment to have a camera tested, as it's probably one of the most demanding shooting scenarios. And in fact, this week we had the sneak peek of the upcoming flashing cameras from both Nikon and Canon. These are the very first available images of the prototype of the Nikon Z9, which seems to have a pretty generous LCD screen. While photographer Jeff Cable is currently using the Canon EOS R3, among other cameras, to take pictures for the Team USA at the Olympics. He is not allowed to share any information about the camera, but based on his blog posts, he seems pretty happy about it. Both cameras will be released in the next few months, so we'll just have to wait a bit longer to see how they will compare to the Sony Alpha 1. Drone news. Drones normally allow you to fly, but this week we're going deep into the ocean. Boxfish Research is a New Zealand-based company, and this week it has introduced the Boxfish Luna, an underwater drone capable of housing a Sony Alpha 1 or A7S Mark III. So basically, you will be able to capture 8K video and 50 megapixel photos up to 1000 meters underwater. And you can control everything from the surface thanks to the Boxfish Console, a 4K 17-inch monitor. The price is not stated on the website, but I'm sure this can be very useful, especially for documentary film crews. Pictures of the week. In this segment, I feature the most interesting pictures I've seen on the web. This week we have a video from the Tokyo Olympics. Well, it's actually a photo burst taken with the upcoming Canon EOS R3. It's not clear, but it looks like it was captured at 30 frames per second, which would match the burst of the Sony Alpha 1. Having the capability of shooting so many frames per second can really make the difference, especially in sport and wildlife photography. And I'm really looking forward to seeing to how many frames per second we will arrive in the next few years. Rumors. This week's rumors are about two very interesting lenses. The first is the Sigma 150-600mm, which is rumored to be announced on August 4th. It will weigh 2.1 kg and it will be a very versatile lens for sport and wildlife photographers. Price-wise, it should come around $1,500, while the other lens is the Laowa FF2 Argus 35mm f/0.95. It will be a fully manual lens made for Sony E, Nikon Z and Canon RF mounts, with a price of about $900, which is a great price for such a wide aperture. It's not clear when this lens will be announced, so let's wait and see. That's it for today! I really hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Photography News Show. Which news did you like the most? Just let me know in the comments below. If you have liked this video, please give it a big thumb up, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. And if you need any help with your photography, you can always reach out via Instagram or via email, and I will be always happy to help. So, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one!